Good morning. This is Pam with Follow Your Brush, and thank you so much for coming and visiting me. And we are going to play with some of my favorite things. Do you have favorite friends in your studio? I do. And mine are my brushes by Tracy Lebenzon. Lebenzon paintbrushes, the great Northwest and from the Seattle area. And all of these treasures are handmade. And I say treasures, I don't use that word lightly. I treasure and love these brushes. And there are so many reasons why. The first one that I purchased was the large goat hair synthetic. This is so lightweight to hold. Let me move these others to the side so you can see it a little bit better here. They are so lightweight, it's hard to even explain how lightweight the brushes feel when you hold them, especially if you have arthritis and have had hand problems like I have had. That's why I started using these. I was having difficulties and surgeries and painting in braces and on my hands. And so this was an answer to prayer, literally. This brush is very lightweight, so it's not putting pressure on your hand, making your hand feel awkward as you're painting. It's just a wonderful feel to the brush. It holds lots of water. You can see the dripping water coming from the brush. This water isn't totally clean, and that's fine because that way you can see what I'm talking about. But it has a nice load and will hold that water for a long time. And that's one thing that we want when we're painting. Let me go back into those areas. I'm going to drip this off just a little bit. Come back in with some paint that I have here on my palette. And let's go back into these areas where I dropped the water. And you can just watch and see how beautifully this brush does. Not only does it have a nice belly and holds the water, but it has a beautiful, beautiful tip. I can take this and just do marvelous little tiny marks as well, even though this brush is a large brush. It has a beautiful tip. So we can just kind of make I don't know, I can't play without doing something, right? So, but just look at the versatility of this brush. We've got the nice load of water, and yet we can come back in and make little tiny marks. Let me come in with some yellow here, just a little bit of yellow, and drip this in, just even though this is not a painting demo. I can't do anything without playing. But let's just come back in here. And I just wanted to show you how the tip is so delightful. I can just do so many things with this, with just this one brush. Now, you will notice some differences with Tracy's brushes in that there is no ferrule as you have in regular brushes. He makes all of these brushes by hand with bamboo, and he repurposes his brush fibers from estate sales and that type of thing, where he can find coat hair or fur that has already been used in coats that have been for sale or something, and he looks for those and reuses those fibers. But there is no ferrule, but his fibers come down a good 3 inches into this brush, and you want to let it dry, drip downward, not laying in the water and not dry like this, holding it upright. In other words, you're not going to stick it in a jar like this to dry. You want to let it dry face down. You can wash them, rinse them out in your water, but also if you want to take care of the brushes, Tracy sends you a description of the best way to take care of the brushes, just like your own hair. You can wash these with baby shampoo and take care of them, let them dry, like I say, down like this. I hang this one on my light. I don't know if you can see it, but I hang it on my light to dry. But there's one, or you can dry flat, but you just don't want to you don't want to dry them like this. The next go-to brush that I have, that this is like my constant friend daily, is it's also a synthetic goat hair blend. This is what he calls his wangy handle. This is also hand carved from bamboo. Again, extremely lightweight. This was just a lifesaver for me when I had all my surgeries. Let's go into some of my favorite Quinn Gold. This too has a nice belly, holds lots of water. But then look at this tip. Beautiful tip. I'm able to do an entire painting with one of these brushes. I can go thick if I want to go thick. I can do it on the side, do like a little textured display of color, textured brushes, brush marks. But then I can also come back in and do some really thin lines. So it is so versatile, and look, it's still holding the paint that I put in there, even after I've done this on the side, and you can make a nice little grass. It's just a beautiful brush. I just can't say enough about them. I really, these are my best friends when it comes to painting. And this is the one that I use the most, and I think it's like about a 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inch of the bristles. And again, it's handmade. Goat hair synthetic if you like a natural hair brush. If you like a synthetic brush and you don't like the natural hair, he also has a line of synthetics. This is one of them, and it also holds a nice amount of paint. Go in here to some, this is a new gamboge. Turn to a new page. Synthetic brush, still has a nice belly and tip. Holds lots of water. Also lightweight, easy to hold, which for me is just like what I was looking for. So he does have synthetics if you don't care for the natural hair. He has quite a line though. I only have a few here. I get them a little bit at a time. And today, Tracy has been gracious enough to give us a 15% off coupon with any purchase made. And this is a great time with the holidays to give your request to Santa, right? So this is a synthetic, and that's about 1 inch long. Another synthetic that he has a whole line of these called Itty Bitties. This is his orange synthetic, and the handle is not that long. This one is also great. Let me get into a different color here. So this is his, trip off the excess. This is his itty bitty for little tiny marks. Now you saw that I actually could do a lot of those small markings with my other brush, which I often do. But the itty bitties will give you the really super, super point for detail work if you like to do detail work. Nice for trees, tree branches. You can see my paint kind of going together there. This is my Michael Harding paint, which you also know is one of my other favorite things to use. I'm just going to get distracted. If you want to lay this down, you can. And look how it's still holding that paint and the water, even though I have been using it. It just keeps going and going. Just keeps going and going. We're getting some more of a dry brush appearance, but look at the tip. This tip still has paint in it. So you can get a nice load even on this little tiny itty bitty brush. Itty bitty is the size, but it's not what it's going to give you when you go to paint. You're going to get major output. Look, we're still painting. I am going back into some of those colors, but it's just picking it up and we're still going. Another one that I absolutely adore, that I treat with great care. I showed it to my grandkids. I asked if they wanted to try it, and they were like, no, because it's one of his pricier brushes, but it's so worth it. This is Silver Fox. Like I said, he doesn't go out hunting fox or weasel or sable or whatever. These are repurposed. He goes to estate sales and finds furs and repurposes his fibers. And again, it's the bamboo handle, so lightweight. It's just fabulous. And but this one is Silver Fox, and when you touch it, it feels so soft. I told my daughter when I first got it, it's like petting the cat. It's just absolutely so soft, and I love a soft touch in my brushes. I'm going to go back into this Caribbean turquoise. Kind of loaded this up, and let's see what this one's going to do. This will go on and on and on like the others. If you want a nice load on your brush, this will give it to you. And again, in true Lebenzon fashion, it has a wonderful tip. And I know I keep saying that, but you know, when you're painting and you want to do something and you want to get maybe softer and more delicate and a finer tip, I personally appreciate not having to change brushes and look through my stash and see what I have and try to find another brush and constantly be changing brushes, because once I get going, I want to keep going. And these brushes, because of their versatility, I'm able to do that. It holds a nice load of paint. And yet it just, whether it's on the side, I get beautiful brush marks. And we know that's important. And I can just do, I guess because I've had so much work done on my hands, when I paint with a very light touch. It's almost, I call it like whisper strokes. You just, like if you're going to paint, it's just like a very light, barely touching the back of my hand, just barely feeling it. And that's kind of how I paint when I do my paintings. And I think part of that's because of all the work that I've had and the arthritis and so forth. But these brushes have just been a godsend for me. And today, Tracy is giving all of my Follow Your Brushers 15% off with the coupon code PAM, P-A-M, and you'll get 15% off your brushes. They are handmade, and he has a variety. I've only shown you 5 that I personally own, but there are so many to choose from. All different types, all different brushes and collections and fibers. And so please take a look. Tracy Lebenzon. It's www.lebenzon.paintbrushes.com, and I'll put the link in the description so you can get your 15% off with the code PAM. Please do it today, so give him time to make it and get it to you in time for Santa to put in your stocking. What a wonderful treat that would be. You better put this on your wish list. Talk to you later. Thanks for coming, and like and subscribe if you wish, and I'll see you on my next video of favorite things. Bye.